This is actually a really good question, but before we get into that, I just want to make sure that everybody understands what is a will. And of course, a little disclaimer, this is not legal advice. This video is for educational purposes only. Simply put, a will is a legal document that contains instructions on how you would like your assets, meaning your money and your property, to be distributed after your death. Now, I will make a separate video on what is required for a valid will. The executor, or sometimes you'll see if it's a female person, an executrix, is the person that you selected to carry out the instructions that you left in the will for the distribution of your assets. The role of an executor carries a lot of responsibilities, and so you should keep that in mind when selecting this person. It should be someone that you trust to carry out this work for you. And it would be good if you consult this person beforehand to find out if they are even willing to fulfill this role. Some of the responsibilities of the executor would be to locate the assets of the deceased person and distribute those assets to any beneficiaries or heirs listed in the will. Also, contacting and paying off any creditors from the deceased person's estate. This may even make the executor incur legal fees and maintenance fees associated with the estate. So keep that in mind. An executor can be a beneficiary in the will. However, they cannot sign the will as a witness. And when the time comes for an executor to fulfill their role and their duties, if they refuse to do so or they are unable to do so, it is possible to have an administrator appointed to take over that duty. An executor who misuses their access to the property named in the will, or they fail to carry out the instructions of the will, can face legal consequences for that. So keep that in mind. I hope this video brought some clarity to the purpose and the role of an executor in a will, and leave your comments and your questions below.